Have you ever wondered how our applications are built from social media platforms to mobile games? So, how they are developed? So, behind every great software application, there is a process which is called as software development lifecycle. So, it is a process where perfect planning is made first, from the deployment to where the client's requirement. It is a process where all the analysts are work together from uh, how the software will provide the features or functionalities. So in this video we will talk about what is software development life cycle. So it is a life cycle in which all the processes from client's requirement to the business analyst works to the system analyst work, from developers to testing, and from up to the deployment of the application. It all includes in this life cycle. So SDLC, in short form, it is said as SDLC. So SDLC begins from the business analyst's work. So what this business analyst do is it gathers the information, or it creates a document from the client. What is the need of the client? So it creates a document like BRS. So it develops a uh, business requirements document in which it includes all the requirements which the client needs. And then it also create a document for software system. So what our application will be required. And it also create a document where what are the users requirement. So all the analysis is done by business analyst. So it took all the preparation in which it specifies what will be the time used to create that application, what will be the cost of application. And after all this creation of document, the business analyst then goes to the client and create an agreement. In this agreement, both the sides, client side and the developer's business analyst side, they sign on the agreement. In this, they negotiate with each other for the cost of the application and the time being required for the creation of application. So they create an agreement. After successful agreement, then all the documents which are created by business analyst goes to the systems analyst. So system analyst then again rereads that documents and creates its own document in which all the functionality is specified, like what will be the application's function, what are the requirements of client, how will the application work if certain condition arises. So this all work is done by system analyst. Then it goes to the design analyst. In designing phase, uh, it will create all the dummy application, like it will create a graphical user interface in which it will specify how our application will look like, how it will perform. So in this, it will also specify the what are the um, databases required. So like how many tables are required, which column is to be made primary key. So these are all the things which will be uh, written by the design analyst, and it will also specify how the application will work. So it further divides into two parts, that is low level code or high level code, in which it will specify what are the application's requirement. After the designing phase is complete, then comes up developers. Then it will go to the developers. So developers will start working from here. So they will start writing the code, what or the logic which is required. In this phase, the front end or back end will separately do their work, but uh, with them also the quality engineers or the quality analyst will also work. They will constantly check that particular application if it is working fine or not. So the quality analyst will verify and validate our code. In this process, the developers will create a source code document in which all the code is written, which will be useful to the future updates for the next developers. After all this process, then if our application is developed, then it goes to the client, which again tests that particular application, which is also called as user user testing. In this field, the final testing is done, and if any defects are arises in this phase, so they will fix that particular problem in this phase. So there are many types of defects. Like if a defect arises when it is in developing phase, then it is known as a bug, which can be fixed by developers. But if a defect is found by a client, then it will called as a latent defect. And if a defect is found by user, then it is simply the failure of our application. So our main motive is to the defect won't reach to the end user. So it must be fixed in between the development phase. After successful testing, then it is deployed in the market where the actual end users will use that particular application. But the life cycle won't end here. After the deployment, then comes the maintenance phase. In maintenance, they have a separate team which constantly updates the application, or if a new requirement is to be needed by client, then they update the application as per their need. So that was all about the life cycle of software development. There are various models of software development, like waterfall model or agile model or V model, and many models there is. So one model, which is waterfall model, which means that if it simply means that they will work on one phase. After that completion of one phase, then they will go to the another phase. So this waterfall model is used when the specification or requirements are already known and the time is already known. Then this waterfall model is used. Along with waterfall method, we have many models like agile model and V model and whatnot. So these are the models which are used by various organizations to create a successful application. So behind every application we see, there is this long process which goes on, which you don't see. So that was all from my side. I hope you learned something new in this video. My name is Aftab. I will see you in the next video. Until then, goodbye.